Some things can't be explained, no matter how hard you try.
انت متجوز يا منهوز يا شلهوز.
In this video, we dive into chilling encounters with strange creatures, eerie entities, and bizarre moments that left everyone speechless. And once you watch, you might not have an explanation either, for some of them at least. A man was live streaming from a forest when something terrifying happened. While speaking to his audience, he suddenly noticed a strange figure emerge from the bushes. It looked like a creature, moving swiftly toward him. As the camera caught every moment, the man froze, stunned by the sight. But before he could react, the figure shot off into the woods, disappearing into thin air. Terrified, the man screamed and panicked, struggling to comprehend what he had just seen. It was an encounter he never expected to happen, especially not live. Strange creature. During a camping trip, a man heard weird noises outside his tent. Gathering his courage, he stepped outside and instantly regretted it. A pale, human-like figure stood there, lurking in the woods. When the footage hit the internet, it caused a stir, with many believing it to be a creature known as the Rake. Was it a creature from another world, or was it all part of a prank? The decision is up to you. Beast of Peru. Some wrong turns lead to adventure. Others lead you straight to nightmare fuel. A man lost his way and accidentally ended up in an old town in Peru where it seemed few people lived. While sitting in his car and observing everything, he noticed a nearby school building. When he looked closely into the building, he was terrified. There was a giant werewolf-like creature, seemingly searching for something to eat. It felt like a scene straight out of a sci-fi movie. He left immediately and never returned again. Lonely house. A group of YouTubers set out to explore an abandoned house, expecting it to be just another spooky adventure. They were recording outside when suddenly they saw something they didn't expect. A skinwalker appeared on the roof, glaring down at them with pure fury. It was clear this wasn't just any ordinary haunt. They had disturbed something that didn't take kindly to visitors. Terrified, the group immediately dropped everything and ran for their lives, swearing never to return. The chilling encounter left them with no doubts that some places are best left unexplored. Locked away. A group of friends who were used to exploring abandoned cemeteries discovered something that truly shocked them during one of their adventures. In an old forgotten cemetery, they found a giant werewolf-like creature locked in a cage. The beast appeared fully aggressive, scratching and clawing at the bars, desperately trying to escape. It was clear that someone, or something, had imprisoned it there for a long time. Feeling the danger of staying any longer, the friends decided to leave, realizing they had encountered something far too dangerous for their comfort. Wrong decision. A group of friends set off for an adventure in the woods, but one of them, clearly inspired by too many horror movies, decided to go off alone. Wandering into the forest, he quickly realized his mistake. Not far from him, a creepy skinwalker appeared, its unsettling presence sending chills down his spine. Fortunately, it didn't notice him. He managed to escape and return to his friends, shaken but safe. Let's hope next time he remembers. Never wander alone in the woods. Rake beachgoer. While on vacation in Australia, a mother filmed her kids playing on the beach. Everything seemed perfect until she noticed something chilling in the background of the footage. A pale, ghostly figure crawling on all fours. The creature blended with the night, its details hard to distinguish. but its eerie presence was undeniable. Many believe it's the rake, a cryptid from legend known for its terrifying appearance. What began as a simple family outing ended in a nightmare encounter with something that should never have been on the beach. Folklore terror. One quiet night, a man walking alone down a road in Indonesia saw something that made his heart race. A figure ahead was hopping, not walking, but jumping as if floating in the air, completely wrapped in white cloth. It resembled the notorious hantu pocong from local legends. Locals say this restless spirit, trapped between the living and the dead, roams villages at night, hopping endlessly. Some claim it can leap over 100 meters with a single bound. Imagine encountering this on a dark road. Would you run or freeze in terror? Cemetery devil. A group of friends decided to play a game with a daring twist. The loser had to venture into the cemetery in the middle of the night. When the unlucky boy lost, he had no choice but to follow the rules. At first, everything seemed peaceful, with the cemetery just as quiet as expected. But as he was preparing to leave, something near one of the graves caught his eye. There, in the shadows, stood a creature so terrifying it could only be described as the devil, with large menacing horns and a face twisted in fury. It looked like it had been disturbed from its resting place. The boy froze in fear, realizing this wasn't just a game. Panic set in, and he ran away as fast as he could, vowing never to play that game again. Abandoned village horror. A group of men exploring an old, crumbling village stumbled across something they'd never forget. As they stood near the ruins, a dark, shadowy figure caught their attention, lurking in the corner. At first, it didn't move, blending with the darkness, but then it stepped forward into the light, revealing its terrifying form. Giant, twisted horns and glowing red eyes pierced through them. The men froze, and then the figure's gaze sent one clear message: run. The once forgotten village became a place of fear, now with warnings to stay far away. The mystery of the horned figure, still unsolved. Beastly capture.
بس لهون ما راح أقرب أكثر.
While exploring the deep woods, a group of friends stumbled upon an old abandoned house. It seemed like an adventure waiting to happen, but little did they know, they were about to encounter something far beyond their expectations. As they explored the house, they realized they weren't alone. A giant beast emerged from one of the rooms, and the group was struck with terror. This wasn't any ordinary animal. Its features didn't belong to this world. Stunned and unable to move at first, the friends quickly ran, realizing they should have left long before.
Allahu Akbar.
Glowing forest gaze. While walking through the forest at night, a man spotted something strange. A pair of glowing eyes watching him from the darkness. They weren't like any animal's eyes he had ever seen. The eyes moved slowly through the trees, almost lost. The man stood still, feeling uneasy, watching them. After a moment, the glowing eyes disappeared into the shadows. The man quickly left the forest, unsettled and unsure of what he had just witnessed. What were those eyes? The once peaceful forest now felt much more mysterious. CCTV humanoid. Late at night, a street CCTV camera captured a figure that was far from ordinary. Crawling on all fours with jerky, unsettling movements, it looked like a humanoid cryptid, but only the shape seemed human. Its dark, eerie motions made it clear. It didn't want to be noticed. As it reached out to claw at a banner on the wall, frustration seemed to build. But when the camera zoomed in, the true horror revealed itself. Its face was anything but human. What was this creature? And why was it lurking in the shadows? Tuyul ghost. What started as a typical jam session in Indonesia quickly turned into something terrifying. A group of friends was enjoying some music late at night when one noticed a strange figure standing behind them. At first, it seemed like a trick of the light, but as the figure moved, The realization hit. It was a shadowy, ghostly creature. Before anyone could react, the entity charged at them. The room erupted into chaos as they ran in fear. It seemed the ghost wasn't a fan of their music, and they quickly learned the cost of disturbing the spirits. Skinwalker in Indonesia. In a small town in Indonesia, strange noises often echoed from the woods, puzzling the locals. One brave man decided to venture into the woods alone to investigate. He stayed for hours, but nothing seemed out of the ordinary. Just as he was about to leave, a strange creature appeared before him. It looked like a skinwalker, staring at him intensely. The man wasn't afraid. He stood his ground as the creature, after a tense moment, ran back into the woods. The strange noises never returned. The locals hailed the man as a hero. Michigan Beast. While camping in the woods of Michigan, a man was struggling to find a good spot when he suddenly heard something unsettling. Huge, heavy footsteps echoing nearby. Expecting to find something ordinary, he was shocked to realize that the sounds were made by none other than Bigfoot. The massive creature passed in front of him, its eyes scanning the area, likely searching for food. Frozen in fear, the man quietly left the woods, not daring to get any closer. Unseen Texas figure. A trail camera in Texas caught something that left viewers scratching their heads. In the dead of night, a ghostly figure seemed to pass behind a deer, causing the animal to freeze, sensing its presence. The eerie footage quickly spread, and opinions flooded in. Some viewers believed it was the ghost of an old soul that had been wandering the woods for years, while others insisted it was just a reflection or some strange light trick. Werewolf checkup. Last year, a mysterious video surfaced on social media, leaving everyone in disbelief. The footage showed an expert, possibly a doctor, examining the mouth of a giant werewolf, its massive, terrifying teeth on full display. No one knew where the video was filmed, but the atmosphere gave the impression of a secret lab. Opinions were divided. Some believed it was footage of the famous werewolf from a small town in Brazil, caught by authorities and now being studied. Others thought it could be the result of a scientist's twisted experiment on a wolf. Shapeshifter. A strange dog-like animal was caught running towards a watchman in Peru, but before his eyes, it morphed into an old man. The man walked casually ahead, moving with an agility that seemed impossible for his age. Terrified and confused, the watchman could only watch as the shapeshifter walked off into the distance. 90s giant.
What is it?
I don't know. Over there.
Where?
In the late 90s, rumors spread about Bigfoot sightings in a small Utah town's woods. To get to the truth, a reporter camped out in the forest, ready to capture the creature on film. After what seemed like endless waiting, Bigfoot finally appeared, emerging briefly from the woods before retreating back into the shadows. The reporter quickly filmed the footage, but the town was soon sealed off, and Bigfoot was never seen again. For years after, the mysterious creature remained part of local legend.
Wait a second, Robin, what is that?
Romanian creepy ghost. In a quiet Romanian town, a local was jolted awake by his car alarm blaring in the middle of the night. He checked the footage from his CCTV cameras. It wasn't an intruder. There, clearly visible in the footage, was a ghostly figure drifting past his house. The figure looked like some sort of otherworldly creature, as it had a solid, human-like body, but still gave off a chilling, ghostly presence. Strangely, no one ever saw it again after that night. Elusive export. A mysterious photo surfaced online, sending shockwaves across social media. The image showed a giant creature, Bigfoot, hanging in midair, suspended by a rope attached to a helicopter. The site raised all sorts of questions. How could something as massive as Bigfoot be hoisted in this way? Some speculated that the authorities were trying to keep Bigfoot's existence a secret and had transported it in this unusual manner. Others believed the picture was a hoax, poorly edited to deceive viewers. Despite the widespread interest, there was no official confirmation from any authorities, leaving everyone to wonder if this mysterious image was real or just another bizarre internet fabrication. Woods creep. Trail cameras often capture the unexpected, but this footage was truly bizarre. A strange, human-like figure was spotted moving through the trees at night. It moved slowly, unaware of the camera's presence. When the footage was found, everyone was left scratching their heads. No one could explain what the figure was or why it was out there in the forest at night. Locals, curious but uneasy, began avoiding the area. The video sparked a new mystery around the woods, making people wonder what else might be lurking in the darkness, hidden from view. Shadow in the woods. An explorer, armed with just a camera and his curiosity, wandered deep into the woods. The eerie silence was unsettling, but what he captured on film was far worse. A dark, shadowy figure with unnaturally long limbs moved among the trees in a way that made no sense. It didn't seem to notice the explorer, or maybe it didn't care. Its movements were deliberate, otherworldly, as if following some unseen force. The footage left viewers questioning everything. Was the forest hiding something beyond comprehension? Shrine rise. A group of men gathered near an ancient shrine high up on the mountain, their prayers barely audible under the dim glow of a single candle. The forest surrounding them was unnervingly silent, with no chirping birds or rustling leaves. Suddenly, the candle's flame flickered and went out. A cold, unnatural stillness filled the air, and it felt like the world itself had shifted. From the dark shadows of the trees, a faint rustling sound broke the silence, though no wind moved the leaves. The men stood frozen, the sensation of being watched pressing heavily upon them. Something was out there, lurking in the darkness. Mountain creature. While hiking a mountain trail, a man noticed something odd behind a large rock. At first glance, it seemed like a small gray elephant, but elephants don't live in the mountains, and they're definitely not that tiny. The creature had wrinkled skin and appeared to be cautiously peeking around, looking for danger. Before the hiker could react, the creature disappeared into the rocks. No one could explain what it was, leaving the hiker and others puzzled. Some thought it could be a rare, lost animal, while others remained curious, wondering if something even stranger was hidden in the mountains. Ukraine. Incident. A tourist visiting a small town in Ukraine was warned by locals not to go near the woods during a snowfall. But driven by curiosity, he ignored the advice and ventured in. Everything seemed normal at first, but then he came face to face with something that quickly made him regret his decision. A strange humanoid figure resembling a goblin stood before him, staring intently. Fear gripped him, and he ran as fast as he could. He was lucky to escape, but the encounter would likely stay with him forever. Hopefully, next time, he'll listen to the locals. Michigan, again. Trail cameras sometimes catch things that are impossible to explain. In Michigan's woods, a raccoon searched for food when something eerie appeared on camera. Huge, glowing eyes, almost like a giant monster was lurking in the darkness. The authorities shared the footage online, and it sparked a heated debate. Some believed it was a monster hiding in the woods, while others suggested the glowing eyes were simply distant lights. But there was no sign of any lights, just trees and shadows. Haunted Christmas. While home alone on Christmas, a girl heard strange noises from the lawn, but she dismissed them, thinking it was just her imagination. That is, until CCTV footage revealed something chilling. In the daylight, a shadowy figure glided across her lawn, eerily resembling a Dementor from Harry Potter. The footage caused a stir online, with some thinking it was just an animal, but others swore it was something paranormal. Was it a creature or just a chilling coincidence? You decide. Sneaking lurker. During a long journey through Romania, a group of friends stumbled upon an abandoned house in a small town. Needing a rest, they decided to explore the house before continuing on their way. As they ventured inside, they noticed one corner of the roof was damaged. Curiosity drew them closer, but suddenly, something shocking happened. A creepy, monstrous hand shot out from the broken roof, sending terror through the group. They stood frozen for a moment, but panic quickly set in, and they bolted out of the house. They left the town immediately, vowing never to return to that eerie place again. Haunting of Romania. In Romania, there was a building that no one dared visit, especially the top floor, which had been closed for years. Rumors swirled that a creature lived there, but most locals avoided discussing it. However, a man who lived in a neighboring apartment couldn't resist. He began watching the building's top floor, curious about the stories. Then one day, as he observed, his worst fears became reality. The creature he'd only heard about appeared right in front of him. It wasn't just any animal, it was a skinwalker, a creature usually found in the wild woods. The man wondered if someone had captured it for terrifying experiments, locked away from the world. Ghost in garage. A man moved into a house with a haunted reputation and installed CCTV cameras to uncover the truth. Late one night, the footage revealed something terrifying. A transparent figure drifting around his car in the garage. It wasn't a shadow or a trick of the light. It was a ghostly figure, unmistakable and chilling. Convinced he had captured undeniable proof of the supernatural, the man was frozen in fear. If it were me, I'd be out of there in a heartbeat. Unexpected encounter. A tourist exploring a village in Portugal had his peaceful adventure interrupted by an encounter he'll never forget. While recording the nearby fields with his camera, he noticed something unusual in the distance. At first, it looked like a monkey, but as he got closer, his shock grew. It wasn't a monkey at all. The creature had the body of an animal, but its face resembled something far more unsettling. A baby beast with features that seemed too strange to comprehend. The creature didn't appear aggressive. Instead, it seemed like it just wanted the tourist to leave. Realizing the oddness of the situation, the man didn't stick around. He quickly left, his curiosity overshadowed by the need for safety. Water park mystery. What was supposed to be a fun day at Portugal's biggest water park turned into something far more eerie for one tourist. While riding a slide, he suddenly felt like something was chasing him through the water. When he looked around, he saw something strange. A fast-moving creature briefly appeared in the water before disappearing. No one knows what it was or how it got there, but whatever it was fast and terrifying. Canadian anomaly. A man passing through a small Canadian town decided to rest for a while and wandered into an abandoned house. The eerie quiet of the town made it seem like no one had lived there for years. Suddenly, strange noises from outside broke the silence. When the man stepped out to investigate, he froze. A bizarre lizard-like creature was stuck to the wall, its appearance sending a chill down his spine. It looked like the result of some twisted scientific experiment. Realizing it was better not to stick around, he quickly left the town. Who knows what kind of experiments were taking place nearby? Woodland resider. A man was walking along a trail near the woods when he noticed something strange moving in the bushes. What he saw left him completely baffled. It was a creature with a cat-like body and a long tail, casually walking without a care in the world, completely unbothered by his presence. The man had no idea what it could be, whether it was the result of some secret experiment or a strange creature that had somehow wandered out of the deep woods. After observing it for a while, he decided to leave, still uncertain of what he'd just encountered. Brazil hybrid mystery. In a quiet town in Brazil, the peaceful nights were shattered by strange and terrifying sounds coming from the woods. Locals were too scared to step outside and investigate, but when morning arrived, they found something that left everyone speechless. In the middle of the road lay a dogman-like creature, lifeless and mangled as if it had been in a brutal fight. The most disturbing part? No one in town had ever seen such a creature before. The mysterious figure left behind more questions than answers, and the strange sounds at night only deepened the mystery. Was it some sort of local legend, or had something far more sinister come to town? Gorilla Crow.
You have to check out this bizarre bird that's taking the internet by storm, and we're going to tell you right now, this is real.
In 2019, something truly strange was spotted in Nagasaki, Japan. A massive crow unlike anything anyone had ever seen. Its bulky body and thick dark feathers gave it the appearance of a gorilla, leaving onlookers stunned. The strange bird quickly became known as the Gorilla Crow, sparking rumors and whispers among the locals. Videos and photos spread across the internet, but no one could explain its bizarre size or shape. The mystery of the Gorilla Crow remains unsolved, leaving people to wonder what caused such an extraordinary creature to appear. Peruvian cryptid. In a small town in Peru, security guards were reviewing CCTV footage after a worker stole something from a factory. While they couldn't find any clues about the missing item, they spotted something much stranger. A cryptid-like creature appeared outside the factory, moving like a shadow, almost invisible. It seemed to come from the nearby woods, vanishing as quickly as it had appeared. Since that night, no one knows where the creature went or what it was. The town was left with an unsettling mystery. Colombian giant. In 2009, a farmer in Colombia was going about his usual work when he spotted something strange, an odd creature that resembled a giant anteater. The creature seemed calm, walking around as if searching for food. The farmer, unsure of what he was seeing, couldn't shake the feeling that this could be something supernatural or the result of a bizarre experiment. Terrified, he quickly left the field, wondering what he had just witnessed. City spider creature. One night, a man filmed from his apartment window, only to capture something that left viewers horrified. A massive, spider-like creature was scaling the side of a building. But it wasn't just a creepy crawler. It moved like a nightmare come to life, its long limbs and eerie, unsettling motions reminding some of Slender Man in spider form. As it climbed down and vanished behind the building, it left everyone who saw it frozen with fear. Was it real? Or just an elaborate hoax? The mystery lingers, and people can't stop talking about the monstrous figure creeping through the city. Mythical being. Deep in the woods, a trail camera captured something that defied explanation. A strange being, unlike anything seen before, lurked among the trees. Its body was gaunt, with dark skin, almost otherworldly, bore no resemblance to any known animal or human. But like you, there were others who knew this was a costume and nothing else. This one was much simpler to identify than the rest that are allegedly claimed to be real. Do you agree? Bizarre creature. A camping trip turned into a nightmare when a group of friends spotted a strange creature walking on all fours. Its body was covered in patchy hair, but the most unsettling feature was its skeletal frame, with bony structures clearly visible beneath the thin fur. What made it even more terrifying was the lack of a face. The creature's head was a blank void, an eerie absence of any human or animal features. It moved slowly and awkwardly, as if it didn't belong in the world they knew. The friends were left in stunned silence, unsure of what they had just witnessed, but certain they would never forget it. Subscribers picked. Late at night, in a quiet town in Indonesia, something truly bizarre unfolded. a man on the roof of his house witnessed a strange scene. From the darkness, a person sprinted in fear down the road, being chased by something no one would expect, a humanoid figure with the unsettling appearance of a werewolf. The man, frozen in disbelief, hid behind a wall, watching as the figure prowled the area, searching. After what seemed like an eternity, it finally vanished into the night. Was it a person possessed by something dark? Or was it a werewolf, straight from legend? Some mysteries may never be solved.